The comic book industry is the house of out of ideas. Every single time they just go back to the well, it seems like they're just recycling the same things and the same people over and over and over. It's like they weren't able to get a generation of new talent because they hired all these diversity hires. And so it's like, crap, who do we bring back this time? Well, now DC Comics is bringing in Dan Slott, who was with Marvel for a long, long time, but, it didn't work there. Let's try it here. His Superman is coming up, and honestly, I'll tell you a little bit about it as soon as we get into this video a little bit further. So please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things comics here. Yes, DC Comics has Dan Slott coming. He talked about his Superman run a little bit at WonderCon this last weekend, and so we'll give you the information on that. My name's John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling comic creator and award-winning comic creator. I'd love you to join my newsletter. It's in the description below. Sign up. You get 3 free books from me. A graphic novel, a science fiction book, and a fantasy book. I put out a bunch of stuff, and of course, DC would never try to hire anybody new like myself. And I'm very reliable. I hit deadlines. I get things done. My fans love me. It's growing, and so you'd think that they'd try to tap a different well at some point in their entire deal, but they never do. It's always the same people over and over and over again with the same politics over and over and over again, and that is why you guys are here. So check this out. Get it in the description below. Sign up today, guys. You get 3 free books for $50 value, absolutely nothing, and you get to stay in touch with me, which is great because I've got a bunch of cool graphic novels coming down the pipeline. I've also got a bunch of comics available on my web store if you do want to support the channel. You can order those here. I recommend new readers start with either Overmind or Deus Vult right here. They're great books, and I think you'll really enjoy them. We have a ton of different options for you. Try to make a little something for everybody, which is not really what DC does anymore, but hey, that is what we're here for because we are the alternative, and I'm glad you guys made it to this channel. Thank you for being here. So, yeah, Marvel Comics is on Superman now. Oh, Marvel Comics is on Superman now. Yeah, I guess it is. Dan Slott's on Superman now. And, of course, he's notorious for his controversial run on Spider-Man, his Fantastic Four, which was kind of weird. Had a little Johnny Storm cucking Dr. Doom and weird lesbian stuff in it like it usually does. It wasn't that bad. But, except for those pages, it's like, ugh, they have to. They can't help themselves. It's very weird. So now he's going to take over DC's Man of Steel with Superman Unlimited launching in May. And so let's see what he has to say about this from WonderCon. So if you don't know about Dan Slott, he infamously killed off Peter Parker, replaced him with Dr. Octopus and Superior Spider-Man, set fans ablaze. I actually didn't mind that storyline. I thought that was actually his best Spider-Man storyline. What annoyed me is when he set up the whole, the labs, Horizon Labs or whatever it was, where Peter got to be this, mad scientist and all that. It was really fan fiction-y and stupid, and I really, was bored through that whole deal. Honestly, they should have never done the whole one more day, brand new day thing. I mean, it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth to watch this, unmarried, youthful Peter that they keep trying to force on everybody that nobody wants, which we've talked about many times. But, of course, everybody kind of, didn't really like the way that run went over. He overstayed his welcome for sure. Now he's coming to Superman. And this reminisces and reminds me of Bendis coming to Superman a few years ago. Remember when they put those advertisements in all the comic books? Bendis is coming. Yeah, that's I'm not going to go dirty on it, but you could if you wanted to. But yes, it was cringy, and his run was cringy, and this looks to be much the same. I don't really love this art style here by Raphael Albuquerque. It's a very square and angular stuff through this, but hey. There it is. Superman Unlimited is coming up. So he says he's going to transform the Daily Planet here into Capra version, where journalists battle other journalists for scoops. Okay. His introduction will then have Jack Ryder, the Creeper, Steve Ditko's character. This, man, just leave it alone. Please leave these alone. The Creeper is such a great comic book, guys. If you've never read this, it's wonderful, and the Steve Ditko Creeper stuff is kind of available. There's a hardcover version of it that is kind of out of print that DC Comics put out that has all of it in it, and it's really unique and cool and different. And everything Steve Ditko does is that way. He's the real creator here, and the people like Dan Slott are not creators. You got to understand they copy paste things, and then they swap things around and change things and add different little things, and it's they never actually create anything. That's the big thing that happens here. And so now this guy's in it. Slott's name for the Creeper podcast is called No Laughing Matter. I guess the Creeper's now turning into this Joe Rogan guy. guy rather than a normal journalist. And that's it. And he says he's going to take all he's got not to turn this into a creeper book because, of course, Dan Slott wants to do that. Why not just do a creeper book? But I'm kind of glad he's not. But oh well. So this is what he does, and this is what he said. He said he dramatically altered Franklin Richards' powers in the Fantastic Four because, quote, I don't want to write a book with a boy in the book with the powers of God, he said. The willingness to fundamentally change established characters to suit his personal preferences has been a hallmark of his Marvel work. And this is the problem with all of these writers. Whenever they come back to this, and they always do this sort of thing, all these writers just want to write about what they want to write about. They don't care about the characters, the continuity, keeping the characters the way that they should have been. And this is what scares me about him adding the creeper into this. Steve Ditko had a very distinctive vision for what he wanted for his characters. And because of that, now Dan Slott's just going to do what he wants with the character of the creeper rather than trying to do honor to what Ditko would have wanted with the creeper. That really bothers me on a lot of levels. It's very, very sad to watch this because it is such a cool character. He also acknowledged that he can't write real scientists. He says he can write Hank Pym, who can do fake science, but not DC's The Atom, who talks about real science. Interesting stuff on this because Kryptonians are, of course, rooted in scientific concepts, anti-magic and the like. We'll see how it goes. So DC's press release says he's known for his expansive world building. That's not a good thing. And we'll see exactly what goes on through this whole situation. I don't know. I'm not very excited about this. I posted about this in a comic book group earlier, and this is a non-political comic book group on Facebook, and of course they all said they were not excited about this and not looking forward to reading this. What do you think? Are you going to be checking out this rehash of all the same talent and all the same things happening over again? Leave a comment and let us know. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to sign up for my newsletter. Grab my books, my friends, and we'll be back soon.